Hello everyone. Today I will talk about the basics of Angular. So let me present my presentation. Let me share my presentation here. So what topics I am going to cover here now. So let's start. How can I make this more big? Let me check. Okay. So these topics I am going to cover here. What is Angular? Why use this framework? And what are the core things in Angular framework that we need to focus on, and how we can set up the project here, and how we can create a project here, and what is the file structure, means what are the files, what are the basic files you get after creating a project. So all things we are going to talk about here. So let me move one by one. So what is Angular? So Angular is a full-featured and the single-page application framework. So in this framework, we can create a single-page application, and with that, means here we also have feature of NGRX, which is the RxJS powered state management for Angular application, inspired by Redux. So it is the NGRX basically used to do state management. So in Angular we have as you can see here, based on TypeScript, AngularJS or Angular 1 are developed by Google engineers, and while Angular 2 was launched in 2016. So let me tell you here. So AngularJS and Angular 2 plus versions are totally different. So now we have Angular 14 now. So as we compare AngularJS, so it is a totally different language framework, and this Angular 2 is different framework, so which is launched in the 2016. It is the best modern JavaScript framework, uses built dynamic interactive website. So these are the basic of Angular. What is Angular and why use this framework? Because so it provides various functions like templating. You can easily integrate RESTful APIs, REST APIs here, and here means this is the Angular feature, the two-way binding and dividing the application into multiple modules. It is a modularization. So in Angular we have this, we can improve the performance of application by dividing the application into the multiple modules. So it also has services. It also has TypeScript language, and it is supported by Google, which is a very big advantage. Means we get the support for the long time, and means you can easily do unit testing using the Jasmine Karma framework. So in Angular we use these frameworks for unit testing. So in single page application means we can do navigation between pages, and which can be done without page refreshing. So here means the page refreshing will not be done. So this is the benefit of Angular framework. Let me move to the core things of Angular. Let's open the what we have discussed till now about Angular, and next we have why this framework. Then we have core things. So let me share my core things here. So core things of Angular are components, services, directives, pipes, and there are many more things. So means on Angular project you basically work on these things. I will show you later. Means how means where you can see these things. Okay, and let's move to the means why after setting the project we can see all these things. What are these things? So what are means let's see the project setup. So to work on Angular, what you need to do, you firstly need to install the Node.js in your system. After seeing both the things in your system, then you are able to run Angular commands in terminal. Okay, are you getting my point? Means for this you need to run you must need to have a Node.js in your system. So as you can see here, I have installed the Node.js here in my system. As you can see, it is a v16 version. Now I can run the Angular, means now I can install the Angular framework. So if you want to download the Node.js, you can use this link to download the Node.js. So from here you can download the Node.js according to your operating system. If your operating system is Windows, then you can download it from Windows, and otherwise you can download it from the Mac. Just cancel that. Now we have, means after installing the Node.js, what you need to do, you need to install the Angular CLI. Means as you can see here, after installing the Node.js, we got the ability to check the npm also. So with that you can see that the npm is also installed here. So now you can run this command to install the Angular. So with that you can easily install the Angular. Now we have covered the project setup. So it is very basic setup, you can try that. After that you can create a project. So means now as you can see here, okay, let me run the different command. Okay, that is not the command. Okay, let's see later what is the command to check Angular. So means the Angular is installed in my system, so that's why I have not run this command. Now if you want to create a new project, then you just need to run this command, ng new. Ng represent the Angular thing. So let me show you here. So here you can create a, means instead of project name you can write your project name. So I am saying here demo project. So with that, after that it will create a new project in Angular. Yes, and we can select whatever the styling we want to add. So let's again go back to here. So after that, if it create a project, then you can see these files. So these are by default files you get after creating a project. Let me show you these files. Now we have project setup and we know how to create project. So after it will create a files, then we can see what files it is going to create. Then we will discuss this project files. Okay, now it is successfully installed in our system, means the project is completely set up. Now we can go to this project. We can open this project on the VS Code. Now here we have this project. As you can see, this is the project that we have. So these are the basic files that it has created. So we can go to that project. Now if you want to run the project, then what command you need to do, you need to run. You can check the package.json, what are the command is written here. So to start this project, what you need to run, you need to run the start command. How you can run this command? npm run start. So after that it will run this project. So it is now running the project. So as you can see, it has run the project on 4200 port. So let me just open this link from here. So as you can see here, the project is running now. These are the basic things, means this is the by default code. So what we have left here, so firstly discuss this file structure now. So let me show you, let me check what is left here now. So before moving to the file structure, let me check what is left now. So we have checked like how to set up and how to create an Angular project, and so this is we are going to discuss now, and what are the core things that we have discussed now, and we are going to check what are the common commands. So as I showed you, so these are the common commands we have to run the project, to run the project, to unit test the project, to create a build. So these are different commands we have. So now let's move to the advantages of Angular. So means there are some advantages of Angular, like in Angular we have data binding, we have string interpolation, and we have RxJS, which is a reactive extension of JavaScript. It is very helpful to integrate any functionality, and it has support for PWAs and many more things. So it has these are the top clients of the of this framework. So as I told you, what are the core things? So these are the core things of Angular: components, services, directives, and pipes. So I already told the Angular setup. Now I have already done a command. So now let's move to the code file structure. So what are the files here? So let's move to the first is the index.html. So it is an index.html file. It is so as you can see here, in index.html file we can declare meta tags, include scripts, CSS files, CDN. So it is like a normal HTML file, means it has imported a one component. So this is a root component. With that we have included all the things here. So as you can see, it is a component. So this is the code as written in the component, and this is a CSS file. This is the HTML code as written here. So that is this. It is we are seeing here. So this is according to that. Okay. Now we have main.ts file. So this is the main.ts file which is available here. Means these are the core files of Angular. Without these files, Angular will not run here. So this is the main.ts file. Here what we are doing, here we are bootstrapping our application. And this test.ts is basically used to run the prepare the test environment and run all unit tests. And this tsconfig file is basically used, it is a configuration file. It is used to define rules and configuration in the project. So as you can see here, here is a tsconfig file. So here we have defined some rules, like we follow the strict mode, we follow the implicit override mode. So here you can add more rules, or you can remove those rules according to your project requirements. So no implicit return means you need to write the return type with each method. Without that, it will show error. Now we have one main CSS file. So this is the main CSS file. which is style CSS. So here we have selected the style CSS, so that is why it has created a style SCSS file here. So it is a core file of CSS. Here you can import whatever the things you want to import here. Now we have linting file. Linting is basically used to make our code more readable. So here what we are doing here, it is used to do linting on a project to improve code quality. So it shows a warning if some formatting is wrong. So here what we can do, so here you can see, let me check, we have configured the TS lint or not. So as you can see here, so in the linting what we have, in the linting we have simple things like means here we add the rules, means like in one line how many characters we have, how many things we have. So in this we have some basic rules. So it shows a warning if some formatting is wrong, means here we define the formatting rules. And then next is package JSON. Package JSON is basically used in this, basically we define our all the packages, means whatever the dependencies we have, so by default these dependencies you get after creating an Angular project. So these are the Angular dependencies we have. Means suppose you want to integrate any functionality, you need any package, so you can install on this file. And in this file we also have scripts. Next is the Angular JSON file. Here we define the projects we have integrated into our, and here we also define some entry points. So Angular JSON is also a very important file. Here we define all the configuration like build, like running the project. So these are the configurations that we need to run the project. So all things are written in this Angular JSON file. Next is basically environment file. Here we define the main URLs according to the type of environment it needs. If we are using APIs, it is used to make a build for which purpose we are making a build like QA production environment. So let me show you the environment file here. So as you can see here, two files that are, means you can see that it is an environment TS, it is an environment prod TS. So for the environment production, for the production variables, you can declare variables here. For your development environment, you can declare variables. Suppose we have API URLs like these, so you can declare all those things in this environment file. Next is what folders we have. We have assets folder, in that we can include other files like images, script, etc. And we have app folder, in which we have these modules, components, and in the component what we have, in the component it includes the metadata and template. Let me show you any component. So this is a component file, and this is the metadata that we have, the selector, template URL. This is the default code that is written in each component. So suppose we want to add any component, so there is a command to work on that, like we have the ng generate and scaffold name. So suppose I want to add one component, so what you can do, you can write ng generate component and component name. This is the component name. So whatever the name is, like you have, and if you want to create a service, then you can declare it like nggs and what are the and service name. G means generate. And if you want to add any dependency, that as I told you, means these dependency will be added in the package JSON file. So you can add these dependencies also. So means there are other commands also to create any project. So means I have told you this is a basic command. So if you want the project in SCSS, you can add this flag also. You can add this flag also to create a project according to your requirement. And to run project, I have told you npm run start. So as you can see, in the start we have ng serve, so which will basically going to run our project. So these are different common commands we have. And to check the Angular version, we can simply run this command also. Let me check this command now. So now it's working. So we have the command ng version. So as you can see here, I have installed the 14 version of Angular in my system. And means suppose you have already a project, okay, so if you want to run that project, so what you need to do, firstly you need to install the packages of that project. So how you can install the packages? You can simply run the command npm install. Okay, that's it from my end. If you have any question, you can comment here.